start. Welcome everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm the branch manager here for the Mortgage Calculator branch. We are a branch that does things quite a bit differently here. So I'm going to go through a presentation, talk a little bit more about what makes us special, what we do differently. I have my co-host Kyle, my brother. He's one of the other team leaders and branch managers here, as well as Jose Gonzalez, one of our other partners. And from our corporate entity, we also have Steven as well, who can talk a little bit more about those specific questions. Now, to get started here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And most of you that are on this call right now have probably joined from this page. So we'll go through it kind of line by line, just explain what we mean here. Most of you are probably a little bit familiar with it. First off, we offer some crazy compensation here. So the first bullet point here, up to 300 basis points. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get into it. But basically, teaming up with MCM is our corporate company, one of the top 10 wholesale lenders in the reverse mortgage space, which opens up a whole lot of opportunities for us in the reverse mortgages, which has some crazy compensation plans. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in specific on the comp. As Kyle mentioned before we started recording here, we have dozens of broker options as well as correspondent options. So being a correspondent lender, we have the ability to correspond with all of the different types of investors and lenders out there, as well as broker deals. So basically endless opportunities on both ends of the spectrum there. We are very passionate about leads. Myself and Kyle, we come from a marketing background and more of a coding background. So we do leads at massive scale for all of our companies. And we've done so for banks, brokerages, lawyers, all kinds of different people, and obviously very passionate about it for our own team here as mortgages. So everything we do is based on filling your guys' pipelines with leads at a 50-50 split. And we'll talk about more about how that looks here when we get down to the comp. No monthly fees at all. No tech fees, no desk fees, no admin fees, no payroll fees, no fees of any kind whatsoever. We are very passionate about no fees. Myself and Kyle, building a lot of companies from the ground up and basically owning everything from the software side, building our own platform, building our own CRM, building all of the systems that we build our companies on. We're able to pass those savings on to you guys. So instead of just us purchasing software from other companies, where then we obviously have to charge you guys for that, we're able to build everything from the ground up built in. So we're able to offer those savings to you guys. And we're also very passionate about not having any fees and making sure that everything we offer you guys is very transparent. There are no hidden fees. What you see is what you get exactly. As I mentioned, we built everything from the ground up. That includes our CRM with the dialer system. Kyle is going to show you a little bit more about how that looks when he gets into his part here in a second. But basically, we have the full system that you guys are used to with any CRM that you purchase. But again, we have it all in-house. We've built every piece of code from the ground up. So everything's built for loan officers. I myself am a loan officer. So is Jose, so is Kyle. For loan officers, by loan officers. Included with that is our free custom website with our 1003 integration. So again, we built everything from the ground up. We don't want to rely on any other services or anything. So this website you're looking at now is basically identical to the website every one of our MLOs gets, which has the whole landing pages and everything built in to generate leads, and most importantly, the 1003 application API. So we're a member of MISMO, which is the basically association that created the 3.4 file. So we're able to manipulate that and do everything that you would do with any of the CRMs and POS system that you guys are used to, where the customers actually create their 1003 application, and we're actually able to download that as a 3.4 file and get that into our operating systems there. Another thing we're very passionate about is leads, as I mentioned. Not only leads that we can provide you guys where we pay for them at a 50-50 split, but also getting you guys leads into your own system. So Kyle will show you exactly how that looks. But basically, we have it set up where you guys can bring your own leads no matter where they come from. And we'll also set you up where you can purchase your own leads and kind of create your own campaigns through our platform. So we want to make sure you guys are fed every single day. You have new people to call, and Kyle will show you exactly how that looks. Another thing we're very passionate about here, and we do very, very differently, is we focus on investors pretty heavily, especially with our advertisements. And that is because we can do DSCR loans, specifically the business purpose loans, which are most popular in all 50 states, as long as the customer is closing in an LLC. So if it's a business purpose loan, the customer closes in a business entity, we can go ahead and do that in all 50 states without having to be worried about being licensed in that specific state. So a lot of the ads and a lot of the leads that we're going to feed you guys are based on these very different types of loans that we are very passionate about, and you guys will love as well once you get into it. They're a lot easier, and investors are obviously a lot better clients because there's not just one property, there's 5 properties, 10 properties, 20 properties, 200 properties with some of these guys, With one phone call, now you're going to refinance 200 properties instead of just one. A lot more. We'll talk about that later. But the other parts here are the support. We have one-on-one team leader support calls, Zoom, like we're doing right now. We do group settings as well as one-on-one meetings. So whenever you guys have a file ready, if you're new, if you're a junior loan officer just getting started, don't worry. We can meet face to face. You can go ahead and take over your screen, click all the buttons you need to go ahead and get that file set up. Once you do that a couple of times, you'll get the hang of it and you'll be able to do it on your own. We also have daily support calls for the entire team as well. So on basically 4 or 5 nights a week, we have different trainings, whether it's the junior MLOs or the whole entire team. We have different stuff going on. We bring in special guests, all kinds of good stuff to bring you guys that support and keep that thing pushing forward, where we're all working towards new products, new offerings, all that kind of good stuff. Now, let me get into the compensation. This is probably what you're all here for. So we have 2 pretty simple plans here. We'll go into both of them, but it pretty much breaks down like this. We have our senior plan and our junior plan. If you already know what you're doing, you're already closing loans, you already have a pipeline, you know how to do a loan start to finish, excellent. You can go ahead and jump on the senior plan. If you're a new loan officer, newly licensed, just getting back in the industry, don't have a pipeline built up, no problem. We still have to work with you. We just have a junior loan officer plan for that. So that's the big difference there. But let me break down the separate plans. On the senior plan is the up to 300 basis points that you saw advertised. What that means here is we have 300 basis points for 3% compensation on our HECM loans. Those are our reverse mortgages. So again, being partnered with MCM Holdings, one of the largest wholesale reverse mortgage lenders, we have the opportunity to add that to our business. Most of you guys on this call are probably like myself, just mostly doing forward mortgages. So reverse is kind of a whole new opportunity that we have to add to our business with some crazy compensation as well. Now, for all of our regular deals, our conventional, our non-QM, our DSCR deals that we talked about, the senior loan officers are on 200 basis points, 2% compensation. So pretty simple there and straightforward, guys. You close one of those deals that you bring over, you're going to get paid 2%. If you do a lead that we provide you, you would get paid 50% of that. So 100 basis points or 1% on a team provided lead, and 200 basis points or 2% on your own deals that you're bringing over. All of this includes everything we talked about before, the CRM, the dialer, the website, 1003 integration, access to our leads, all that kind of good stuff, no fees, as we mentioned. And of course, Kyle will touch on this a little bit, but we also do a yearly retreat event here in Miami that you guys are all obviously welcome to come to. We have kind of a metric there. We want to make sure you guys are not only knowing what to do, but you guys are producing 2 loans per month so that we know you're actually an active loan officer. But again, the real designation is, can you do a loan on your own or can you not? So if you cannot do a loan on your own, no problem. We're here to help. For this junior loan officer plan, we have up to 200 basis points of compensation. And again, that high number there is for the reverse mortgages. So 200 basis points or 2% on the HECM reverse mortgages. And if you do a conventional or a non-QM, that would be 150 basis points or 1.5%. Again, it's a 50-50 split on leads. So if you do your own deals, it's 150 basis points. If you take one of our team leads and close it, would be half of that, so 75 basis points. This includes everything that the other plan includes, but obviously more of the daily mentorship meetings and the one-on-one help, where we're actually going to meet with you, take over your screen, go into your Encompass, go ahead and click everything to make sure that file is set up so that we can go ahead and get that file disclosed and everything properly. So this is where we need the one-on-one help and we don't quite know how to close a loan. The senior loan officer plan is for everybody that's rocking and rolling and already has a pipeline up and running and can do a loan start to finish. Now, the next parts on this page, I'm going to let Kyle take over, which is how our mortgage software works. So instead of just talking about it, Kyle's going to actually take over here and show you guys exactly how that looks. So let me go ahead and pass that over to him. You're muted there, Kyle. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. You got me now? All right. So here is our CRM, right? So I'm just going to run through it real quick. You know, we do a training when we bring you on board, but I'm just going to show you some of the cool stuff that we do here. So you'll see this is our contact page, similar to all CRMs, right? You create your notes and send your emails and texts, and you can put them on automated email and text campaigns and, you know, all that kind of good stuff that any CRM is going to do. Now, what I want to talk about that separates our CRM, though, is our quoting system. So we have this really cool system where we can send people quick quotes, and I'm going to show you just the back end real quick All you do is put in a couple pieces of info about the loan. We just need 6 pieces of info from the client to actually quote them. We go into our Optimal Blue, which is our pricing engine. Some of you may be familiar. We literally copy and paste rates and we paste them in here and we press send. That sends an email and a text to the client right away. And it sends them this nice, beautiful quote that comes out like this with different rate options. What do these different options mean? It pulls in the address, the Google map, the Zestimate automatically, all the different info about the loan, the monthly breakdown of taxes, insurance, the estimated closing fees, which we get these within 2 minutes. We can send this quote actually accurate with their title fees and taxes in the county that they're in and all that kind of good stuff. And then you'll see here when you scroll down, you can include your realtor partners on these quotes. So your realtor partners will absolutely love this because you're going to keep them top of mind with their clients. You can tell your realtor partners, hey, if you send me one of your clients, I'm going to quote them within a few minutes and I'm going to attach you to that quote as well and make sure your client knows we are your team here that's going to push this deal across the finish line. Now, one of the coolest parts about this is they can click this work start my loan. The client can click this and they are automatically brought to create their borrower portal. They agree to the e-consent and the credit auth check instantly. And then it pulls them up to their borrower portal. And this is what it looks like. They can start their 1003 application right here in our system, start to finish from the ground up. We have it completely integrated. They are requested these documents right off the top, right? If it's a conventional loan, we request conventional documents. If it's a DSCR lead, we're going to request only the documents we need for DSCR. As you can see, it's a conventional loan. So we have the regular stuff. The client can click here and upload it. So they have this portal where they can see the loan info, the milestones of where they're at. They can see you and contact you instantly, and you can get all of their documentation. And let's go back here to our quotes. Oh, sorry about that. Let's go back here to our quote, right? So now on your end, you now have a docs tab. Oh, where'd it go? You now have a docs tab where you, oh, here, you can actually upload it yourself as well, right? So you can upload the documents, you can help them with the 1003, you can request more documents. So really a cool system here where we can actually request 12 months bank statements if we need to, and it'll add it to the list of documents required. It'll email them and saying, hey, we need 12 months bank statement now. So it's really simple to collect all the documents from your client. You can send them automatic reminders and all that kind of good stuff. So really cool quoting system here with the point of sale system built in. You might be familiar with Flowify or something like that. We used to have an API with Flowify. Now we did it all ourselves. Really smooth quoting, taking the lead from being a lead, communicating with it in the CRM, to quoting it in the CRM, to collecting all the documents automatically in the CRM. So we try to make this a nice seamless process all the way through. Now let's talk about the leads. I saw some people in the chat wanting to talk about the leads, okay? So our leads that we're going to give you on that 50-50 split, those leads are coming in mostly from our Facebook campaigns, right? Nick is certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate, and he has the certification as a media planning professional. We spend a lot of money on Facebook, right? So most of our deals are coming from Facebook. Most are advertising non-QM programs, bank statement, DSCR, portfolio loans, things like that, because that's what grabs people's attention, right? We still do conventional loans. I don't want people to get it misunderstood. Half of our loans are agency, conventional, VA, all that kind of stuff, but we definitely advertise our money that we spend towards the non-QM stuff because it actually gets amazing results. And I'll have Nick talk about this more in just a minute. But the point is, we're going to be texting you these leads on the first to claim campaign. So every day you're going to be getting text message. Here's a DSCR purchase lead in your state or whatever it may be. And you're going to be able to click that lead and call them instantly. And then as you could see, you can quote them within a couple minutes as well. So those are the leads we're going to give you that are fresh, hot, always exclusive. Our leads are always exclusive. We never share leads. They're real leads from Facebook directly to you, texted to you that second, so you can call them that minute. So that's the first and foremost way that we are going to give you leads. The second way that you can get leads in our system is through our auto dialer. So we have real leads here. They may have slipped through the cracks. Nobody claimed it. This lead from Ohio, this one slipped through the cracks and nobody claimed it in time. So now it's back here in our auto dialer where you can call them. We also have cold call lists here in our auto dialer where you could call, people that have, we have like a VA Earl list in the state of Washington, right? So we have different cold call lists that are targeted that you can call. You can use our auto dialer to call up to 500 people in a day. You can click a button to drop auto texts and emails to them when they don't answer. We do all the DNC stuff. Everything is compliant. You can just come in here, pick the list you're going to call and press start call session, and you're moving, calling hundreds of people in a day. We also have realtor lists back here. You can call hundreds of realtors in a day to build those relationships, to see if they have any deals. So plenty of ways to get leads here with just the auto dial. Now let's talk about the other ways we can get leads. We have the leads tab here where you can buy leads. So you don't need to buy leads, but if you want more leads and you don't want a lead split on them, you can purchase those same leads that we're giving you. You can purchase a batch for yourself so that they only go to you. You don't have to claim them before anybody else, and you don't have to pay a lead split. So one of our MLOs actually purchased the $1,000 package, and one of her first leads from that was a 6-pack, meaning 6 loans. She ended up saving like $10,000 or more on the lead split because she had purchased that lead herself, right? So if you love the leads we're giving you, get them, try them. If you like them and you want more, you can purchase your own if you don't want to pay that lead split. The other way that we allow you to work leads here is to import leads. See right here, we have the Zapier integration to where you can use this any place that you want to buy leads. Maybe you already work with somewhere that they're providing leads, you're buying leads from somewhere you like. You just use the webhook. You can bring them into our system, just like our leads, where you're going to get a text and an email. It's going to be in your CRM. You're going to be able to quote them, collect the documents, do everything like normal because you're just going to put them in our system via the webhook. So we try to make sure we give you every single way possible for you to get leads in our system and work the leads and then quote the leads and then gather the documents so that you're ready to do the loan start to finish here in one system, which is free. You're not paying for this at all, right? So the last thing I want to touch on is our support tab. We're very big on support. We have the training back here with everything you'll ever need to know. If you don't know how to price something, we have a video in there for it. We have training videos here on the CRM quotes. We have team meetings that we do almost nightly and we film them and put them back here. We have the selling guides back here for you newbies, Fannie, Freddie, FHA, VA, right? So tons of things back here that you can actually use, and you shouldn't have to go anywhere outside of our system, even when you're looking up stuff like matrices and things like that. So we try to be super streamlined and efficient with everything within our system. So that's all I wanted to share with you real quick before we go to Jose here. I want to have Jose say a few things, but Nick, can you talk a little bit more about the type of leads that we do and why?
Yeah, so I saw a couple people in the chat talking about the DSCR, debt service coverage ratio leads. Those are debt service coverage ratio is basically the property rent is the only income. So there's no income. The page 3, the income of the 1003 is completely blank. All we need is the estimated rent from just the subject property. So when we have investors that own 5, 10, 20, 100 properties, we don't have to basically do the calculations on all those. We just have to verify the rent for the one property. And the no income at all besides that. Everything else we just have to put on the 1003, any of the other properties, and submit it. So everything that holds up most files is income. So these DSCR loans have no income qualifications. It's simply what's the rent from the appraisal. You type it in the estimated rent box, and it either cash flows above 1, which is a property that covers its expenses, or it doesn't cover the expenses, it's under 1, which we still have programs for under 1 as well. So basically the easiest loans you'll ever do, and it has nothing to do with income. So basically anyone qualifies as long as they're an investor. So when we advertise these programs, these investors love them. We have the best outlets. We are the only people out there advertising a 85% LTV purchase with the DSCR and the 80% cash out with the DSCR, because there's only one investor out there really offering those LTVs, and we have the outlet for them. There's 2 other wholesale lenders or correspondent lenders that now have it as well. But we were really the first out there, and we're really advertising it heavily. So Instead of competing with Quicken and Better Mortgage and Rocket Mortgage for conventional business with their billion-dollar budgets, and they're paying their loan officers 20 basis points. So instead of us having to compete with lowering our compensation to 20 basis points, we're going to advertise and spend our money and our efforts giving you guys leads for investors with 5, 10, 20. The one I just assigned just about 10 seconds ago while I was muted was 65 properties that I just assigned to one of our MLOs. And the guy wants to refinance all 65 properties that he has in his portfolio. And he sent us a spreadsheet of his properties. So great example that just came in about 10 seconds ago. Already assigned it to someone. He's getting a call now from one of our MLOs. And he's going to probably refinance all of those because we also have the best pricing for non-QM programs. So we applied our broker pricing when we came over from the broker world, applied it basically to the correspondent model. So we have the best pricing of every lender in the United States every day for all of our non-QM programs. So not only are we advertising in a space that Quicken can't advertise, we're doing loans that Quicken can't do, and we're basically able to capture those leads that are going to do not just one, but 2, 3, 5, 10 transactions in one shot. And we're going to have the best pricing, so they're not going to shop us. Not only are they not going to shop us in general, because we're probably the only person advertising to them, once they see our pricing, even if they try to shop us, we're about 1.75% price better than every other non-QM lender out there offering rates. So it's really the trifecta or the quadfecta of the system. And again, these guys will have their primary home. Well, you guys will probably do their primary home conventional, but we want to focus on doing something that nobody else is doing. We're going to advertise our DSCR programs at the LTVs that nobody else has. We're going to advertise our DSCR programs that allow mixed use that nobody else has. We have a 5 to 8 unit mixed use program nobody else has. We have a portfolio program nobody else has. And we're got the best rates on all those programs. So it's really the best combo for, at least for advertising, get people in the door. But again, as Kyle said, once you get them in the door, they have family, they have friends, they have people they recommend you to who aren't investors. They have their primary home, they have their second home, which are all going to be conventional deals. So you'll still be full with deals of all kinds. Just focus on spending your new efforts on things like the reverse mortgages, which are probably new for everybody here. And for a lot of people here, the DSCRs are probably new as well, at least as far as a main focus of your advertising and your outgoing efforts. But that's basically my rundown, Kyle. Is that enough for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And we do spend some like I saw somebody asking too. I want to get into Jose, and we'll get into questions later. But you know, we're probably about 80-20. We spend about 80% of our ad budgets on non-QM stuff, and then some of it ends up being conventional. But we also spend about 20% on conventional. Keep your pipelines full with purchases and refis, and then of course a lot of your personal deals and stuff will be conventional. So again, we're just very passionate about advertising and finding that niche with the non-QM. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to our other team leader here, Jose. I just want him to give a little history on himself and you know, how it came about here being with the mortgage calculator and forming this with us here.
How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining us today in our meeting. Great decision. I hope to see most of you on our training meetings in the near future. Myself, I've been licensed as an MLO and as a realtor since September of '95. So I bring a lot of insight from both sides of the business. And it's great that when I met Nick and Kyle, it was great that they were new to the business. I had at the time 24 years in the business. And as I brought them in with their unbiased views of the business, we all came to the conclusion that we needed training, we needed support, we needed rules, regulations, we just needed structure. And at the same time, we wanted to have some synergy. So we created what you see now as the mortgage calculator. And that, for example, got a super experienced MLO/realtor like myself to probably, I think I like tripled my loan production from 2019 through 2020, transitioned more into the loans from the real estate. And 2021 was equally as well. I think I upped my production by like 50%. So if that's possible for somebody with 24, 25 years experience, definitely is going to work wonders for somebody coming in brand new to the business or somebody with limited experience in the type of business that we do, that you can basically plug yourself into our matrix which is our system, and be closing our loans in 30 to 60 days, be closing DSCR. Hopefully you'll be getting one of those 6-packs, 8-packs, 10-packs. Nick got a 19-pack, by the way. So, don't let them fool you. Those opportunities are all out there. Even though we don't really take leads, we leave those leads for the team members. But we got so much business that we have our ISA coming to us and asking us if we can please take some of these leads. So we do, but there's opportunities there for everybody, for the less experience, for the no experience, for the 30 years experience in agency, but no business, no experience in DSCR. That's okay. We'll plug you into the matrix and you'll be closing DSCR loans in 30 days. We definitely appreciate experienced people as well to assist. We haven't even mentioned the WhatsApp chat that we have. That's always popping at 1 a.m. People are still exchanging ideas, asking questions, eureka moments. It happens all the time. So we really look forward to having as many of you that are as excited as we are about this opportunity on board the Mortgage Calculator.
Thank you. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is just go over how to proceed, and then we'll open it up to questions. Drop them in the Q&A or raise your hand. We can bring you in to ask them, and we'll stop recording at that point. But just real quick, how to proceed, come to this page. Nick, drop the link in the chat for me, please. We'll drop the link in the chat there. And what you're going to do is you're just going to come here and sign up for the applicable plan. You're going to click join. You're going to fill out a form with your info. It's then going to take you to sign the contract, which is the compensation agreement, the initial compensation agreement. You don't have to sign it right then. It sends you an email. Take your time, check it out. And then once you sign that, I will reach out personally. I handle all of the onboarding. I will reach out to you and walk you through the next steps. So that link that's in the chat, that's how you're going to move forward. But we'll go ahead and open it up to questions now. So Nick, why don't you go ahead and stop recording, and we'll start going through the Q&A here, and feel free to keep dropping them in there.